But we'll see what the documents actually say, because that's what we have are documents. Documents actually don't lie. People do.
This is what she's done throughout. She said, he came in my trailer while I was breastfeeding. Well, then he produced the text messages showing her saying, I'm breastfeeding, come on over. She, time and time again, she accuses him of doing something, which then when you hear the full context is an absolute nothing burger.
Hollywood is at it again because nothing says entertainment quite like million-dollar lawsuits, gag orders, and text messages stripped of their emojis. This time, the spotlight's on Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Justin Baldoni, embroiled in a $400 million legal drama that's more over the top than the latest superhero reboot. It all started when Blake and Ryan accused Justin of orchestrating a smear campaign against them. But let's be honest, when Hollywood says smear campaign, what they really mean is we're losing control of the narrative. Blake's legal team took it up a notch, releasing text messages to the press, strategically edited, of course, because context is overrated in Tinseltown. But here's where it gets juicy. Justin fires back, claiming those texts were butchered like a bad director's cut. Emojis? Gone. Entire conversations? Erased. The result? A PR masterpiece crafted to paint Blake as the hero and Justin as the villain. Classic Hollywood storytelling. And just when you thought the drama couldn't get messier, Blake's team slaps a gag order on Justin. That's right. While they're busy spoon-feeding their version of events to the New York Times, they want Justin to sit quietly in a corner and watch his reputation burn. Because nothing screams fair trial like selective leaks and a side of hypocrisy. If this Hollywood mess has you hooked already, smash that subscribe button, because the drama's just getting started.
This is not something that we wanted out there. It's not something that Justin wanted out there. In fact, it hurts the movie. It doesn't help the movie.
Now, let's talk about the gag order, Hollywood's favorite way of saying, shut up while we spin the story. Blake's team went all out, demanding that Justin stop defending himself. Their logic? You can't speak up because it might ruin our carefully edited narrative. Makes total sense. If you live in a parallel universe where hypocrisy doesn't exist. But Justin wasn't having it. Instead of staying silent, he called out the gag order for what it was, a desperate attempt to control the damage. And honestly, the man has a point. After all, if Blake's evidence is so concrete, why block Justin from sharing his side? If the truth is on your side, wouldn't you want everything out in the open? Suspicious, isn't it? Of course, Blake's team denies any foul play, insisting that their selective leaks were necessary to, quote, bring light to the situation. Sure, because leaking edited text messages to the New York Times is the ultimate form of justice, right? Meanwhile, Justin's team is now claiming they have unedited messages and video evidence that could blow this case wide open. But Blake's team isn't sweating, because they've got Ryan Reynolds, Hollywood's unofficial spokesperson for all things charming, by their side. And here's where things take an even more Hollywood turn: the funding wars. Justin's legal team is reportedly backed by a billionaire who's pledged to spend $100 million defending him. Naturally, Blake's side is crying foul because apparently they forgot they're also billionaires. It's almost poetic. Two sides accusing each other of using money and power to win a case while sitting atop their respective piles of cash. Ah, Hollywood, where the irony is thicker than a Marvel movie script.
Now that she's had her shot against him and she's severely damaged him with that New York Times piece and this complaint, which she managed to get leaked, now she wants a complete gag order. Now he needs to be shut down to protect her. This is very unfair to poor Blake. Why should Justin be able to release snippets to the media without the full context? That's what she said. That's what she did. I will happily participate in releasing any further leaks that they have because the truth should be out there. What does she have to fear if she's telling the truth?
But wait, this drama wouldn't be complete without a healthy dose of finger-pointing. Blake's team is now accusing Justin of trying to taint the jury pool by defending himself in public, because apparently, responding to accusations with facts is considered misconduct in Hollywood. It's almost as if they're saying, how dare you ruin the narrative we worked so hard to fabricate? And speaking of fabrications, let's not forget Blake's pièce de résistance, the infamous selectively edited text messages. Her team allegedly conveniently left out emojis, sarcastic tones, and full conversations to craft their narrative. Emojis, people! The tiny smiley faces that could have completely changed the context of this case were banished to the Hollywood void. Imagine taking a out of a text and turning it into a villainous confession. Only in Tinseltown. Of course, Justin's team wasn't going to sit quietly while this PR circus unfolded. They claimed they had all the receipts, the unedited messages, the context, the video evidence. But Blake's team responded with the kind of audacity only Hollywood can deliver, accusing Justin's side of planning a biased website to share the evidence. You know, like the exact thing Blake's team did when they handed the New York Times a curated collection of texts. The hypocrisy here is almost Oscar-worthy. And let's not forget the carefully crafted narrative Blake's team pushed about Justin's supposed smear campaign. According to them, Justin is a maniacal villain out to ruin her career with the backing of his billionaire ally. Because obviously, the guy defending himself from career-ending allegations is the real problem here. Not the team that leaked private messages in the first place. It's Hollywood logic at its finest. Attack first, then cry foul when the other side fights back.
And that what in fact happened was Justin didn't harass Blake. Blake was interested in wresting control of this movie away from Justin, who was the director and the producer. She was just an actress in it. And used threats and coercion and bullying to do it. And to the point where this guy was in the basement at his own movie's premiere.
And now, enter the moral high ground. Blake's team is painting themselves as champions of justice, claiming that they're fighting not just for Blake, but for all women in the workplace. A noble cause, right? Except there's just one tiny problem. If their allegations don't hold up, they're not just damaging Justin, they're also undermining real victims who rely on the system to hold people accountable. But hey, why let that stop you when there's a headline to grab? Meanwhile, Justin's team fired back with a statement so sharp it could cut through a Hollywood red carpet. They accused Blake of wielding her power in Hollywood to crush anyone who stands in her way. They even called her petrified of the truth, which, let's be real, sounds a lot like a trailer for the next psychological thriller. Panic in Hollywood, the Blake Lively story? Coming soon to a courtroom near you. The real kicker, though, is the claim that Blake's team edited her lawsuit to include only the right text messages, ones that would make Justin look guilty, while conveniently erasing any evidence to the contrary. It's the legal equivalent of photoshopping your Instagram pics. Make yourself look flawless and let everyone else figure out the filters later. But Justin's not taking this lying down. His team has promised to release everything. The unedited messages, the video evidence, and even emails that allegedly contradict Blake's claims. And while Blake's side insists this is an invasion of privacy, you can't help but wonder, if you're so confident in your story, why not let it all out? What's the worst that could happen? More scandal? Oh wait, that's already Hollywood's bread and butter.
What Ryan Reynolds, has seemingly done, right, is used his power and influence to not only help Blake Lively take over this movie, but, he's used it, on Deadpool and to make fun of Justin Baldoni.
And just when you think this saga can't get any messier, Blake's team doubles down, claiming that Justin's defense is nothing more than a retaliatory smear campaign. Retaliatory? Sure, but smear campaign? Let's not forget who hit send on those text messages to the New York Times in the first place. It's like throwing the first punch and then complaining when the other person fights back. Classic Hollywood victimhood, do as I say, not as I do. Then there's the billion-dollar elephant in the room. Blake's team has the audacity to accuse Justin of being bankrolled by a billionaire to ruin her life. Because, Hollywood's rich and powerful have never done anything like that before. And let's not forget, Blake and Ryan aren't exactly struggling to pay their legal fees. When your combined net worth rivals the GDP of a small country, maybe sit this one out. Meanwhile, social media is having a field day with this whole ordeal. Fans are divided, with some rallying behind Blake and others pointing out the glaring holes in her narrative. Memes about gag orders, selective editing, and Hollywood hypocrisy are spreading faster than a Marvel sequel announcement. It's almost poetic, really. In an industry built on storytelling, this real-life drama is proving to be more entertaining and more ridiculous than any script ever could be. At this point, it's hard to tell what's more absurd, the accusations flying back and forth, or the fact that this lawsuit is starting to feel like a PR stunt for everyone involved. Blake's team wants to protect her reputation, Justin wants to clear his name, and the public just wants more popcorn.
And then when it came to bringing on a stunt coordinator, it was important to me that it was a woman. We brought on Lauren Shaw, and we all worked together to figure out, well, how can the intimacy of this and the violence kind of work together? How can we make sure everyone feels safe? How can we rehearse and go through the process? Blake was very involved in that and had amazing ideas.
So where does that leave us? With a Hollywood legal drama that's less about truth and justice and more about who can outspin the other, Blake's team is clutching their pearls over privacy violations, while Justin's side is ready to unleash a tsunami of unedited receipts. And the best part? Neither side is winning the PR war. They're just dragging each other down into a pit of public scrutiny, one leaked text message at a time. But here's the real kicker. At the end of the day, this lawsuit isn't going to change Hollywood. It's not going to fix its obsession with scandal, its double standards, or its love of turning personal drama into public spectacle. If anything, it's just another reminder that behind the glitz and glamour, Hollywood is a hotbed of hypocrisy where the truth is about as rare as an unedited text message. So grab your popcorn and settle in, because this saga is far from over. Whether it's Blake's team dropping another bombshell or Justin's side finally releasing their unedited evidence, one thing's for sure, Hollywood will continue doing what it does best, turning drama into entertainment and leaving the rest of us wondering if anyone in Tinseltown actually knows how to take accountability. And that's it for today's deep dive into Hollywood chaos. If you've got thoughts, theories, or just want to laugh at the absurdity of it all, drop a comment below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more sarcastic takes on the drama you secretly love to hate. See you in the next episode of Hollywood the Soap Opera. All right, show's over. Hungry for more twists? You know where to find us. Keep that popcorn hot. We'll handle the drama. Want to catch the next showdown in real time? Hit subscribe and buckle up.